Haley hugged her backpack against her chest and scanned down both sides of the train car. Yes, the creepy stalker guy isn't here. But then, maybe he wasn't a stalker guy at all and she was just being paranoid. But if that were true, why had he stared at her almost non-stop back at the Munich airport? Or waited for the train on the same platform she'd been on? Or tried, twice, to start up a conversation with her? He'd definitely shown all the signs of being a pickpocket/con artist. And yet, pickpockets who marked travelers were opportunists, right? They wouldn't actually follow her over such a long distance. And yet... She hugged her backpack tighter and peeked over her shoulder. Again. Like she was a scared rabbit rather than a capable, independent young woman. Get a grip, she told herself. Distract yourself with the Alps. While living in Munich as a high school foreign exchange student, she'd never been able to get enough of the sight of them. So if anything could settle her paranoia, it was the Alps. She peered through the S-Bahn's window next to her. Farms, fields, and municipalities flashed by, but rain clouds blanketed so much of them, Haley finally gave up trying to see the mountains, and instead readjusted her position in her blue upholstered train seat. Later, when the sun came out again, she'd see them. She again glanced down the length of the train car. No brown-jacketed man, and leaned against the headrest. She exhaled a long, slow breath. She closed her eyes, opened them again. With the packing, layovers, and sitting on the airplane next to a fussy toddler, she hadn't slept more than a few moments during the last nearly 20 hours. But what if that guy really was still around there somewhere, and really was following her? Better to keep her wits about her. She again scanned the train car, then pulled her phone out of her slacks pocket. She checked the time. 4:04 p.m. Munich time. Early, but not too early. And she had a signal. Maybe she should call Elisa Botts now. But as quickly as the thought entered her mind, she cast it aside. Elisa had said she hadn't felt well for the last few days, and had asked her to call before she went to bed at 6 p.m. But right then, with so many people around, Haley knew there was no way she'd understand Elisa's deep, rough voice through all that noise. It had been hard enough communicating with her from Grace's empty sitting room. Haley would be much better off waiting to call Elisa until after she got to the quiet of her room at Pension Bavaria, the guest house where she'd be staying in Baumdorf. Baumdorf was one of the many small villages south of Munich. It was also where Elisa lived, and where Grise had lived with Ulrich before he'd disappeared. With that decision made, Haley sighed and clicked on her text icon. She frowned. The last message she'd sent had been to Todd when she'd been at the train station. She'd written, "No need to respond. I'm using you as a safety net. Crazy guy won't go away." He hadn't answered right off. It was early morning back home, but eventually he replied with, "I'm here now if you need me." She'd sent him a few more texts after that, telling Todd about every move the guy had made and every word he'd said to her, and Todd had ultimately texted back, "Hang tight. I know someone who might be able to help you." Who Todd could possibly be talking about, Haley had no idea, but it was nice of him to try. Normally he wasn't the most demonstrative of brothers. Heck, most of the time he hardly seemed to notice when she was around, but every once in a while he surprised her and helped her. After another quick glance down the train car, still no sign of the stalker guy, Haley sent Todd a new text. "I'm fine now. We'll soon be in Baumdorf. Did you check on Grise? How is she?"
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.